All right, we're here with most recently Big Brother 18's Paulie Calafiore, but
How we doing?
before that you had a life. After that you have a life.
I did have a life before Big Brother. Shocking.
Right.
Shocking.
Let's talk about before Big Brother. I know your brother Cody was on the show, obviously, so you had a little bit of a background on what things were like and going into the house. But who was Paulie before he went in?
So Cody was on season 16. It was pretty awesome. But prior to going on the show, I did have a sports-specific gym out of Freehold, New Jersey. It was like where we develop athletes, Division I level, professional level, and I handle most of the soccer-specific training when it comes to group training, small business, all that stuff. And I also had a entertainment company, also based out of Freehold, called Royal Entertainment. So that was me prior to Big Brother 18.
And then you go in the house. Things are going well. Things don't go well ish.
Yeah.
But you know what? You went in to play a game. You played a game. What was the experience like?
Oh, that's it. You know, it's Big Brother. It wouldn't be Big Brother if things didn't flip on you, right? But I'm a competitor through and through. That's how I like to go about my life. I like to leave things on the field. I don't really see anything else when I'm playing the game. You know, I just want to win. But it was a great experience overall. I mean, in the house, you get to think about a lot of things you don't really get to think about. Outside of the house, when you're busy, like with emails, with meetings, with work, and all that stuff. So I got to think about life. I got to think about a lot of the relationships I have in my life. You know, like my family, my friends who are closest to me. So getting to reflect on that and getting to reflect on life in general and like some of maybe like the downfalls that I have as well as some of the strengths that I have, it kind of made me a better person coming out of the house, which is interesting because most people may not say that, but if you take it and you use it wisely reflecting, it can actually be a really good experience.
What would you have done differently now that you're out of the house, as opposed to maybe your mindset going in? Is there something that you would have, a strategy that maybe you would have changed up? Or?
Well, you know, going into the house, I said I was going to be a chameleon and I was going to mold myself to whatever conversations and whatever things were going to happen in the house. In hindsight, when people are watching the show and they can't separate that it's a game, sometimes they take a lot of the things you say out of context. When realistically, a lot of the conversations I was in was me kind of being a chameleon to the house. So strategy-wise, I think I would just kind of lay low and just kind of chill. But it's kind of hard when you're competitive and when you go into the house, you find out you're on the outside of an 8-person alliance. People already are putting a target on your back because you're Cody's brother. And my competitive nature kicked in and I said, all right, time to go into game mode, time to go into beast mode. Let's win some comps, let's manipulate some evictions, and let's see how far it takes me. So.
And at the end of the day, it is a game. It is not a personality contest, it is a game.
At the end of the day, it's a game. I like to say, like, the one thing that I can pride myself on is I mentally prepared myself going into it. Game while I was in there, it was game. Even after game, once I got to the jury house, game was over. Real life now, game is over. I don't need to be involved in anything that goes on that's Big Brother related. My time has passed, and I'm okay with that because I have a life, and I want to go into my life, which is what I do, which is what I'm passionate about. So,
speaking of those passions, you're very into cyberbullying. Or preventing it, rather. You're not a cyberbully.
Right.
And also, you have a bunch of charitable organizations you work with and are going to start. So let's focus on some positives.
No, I mean, I'm really excited. So I started theriseup.org. It's my website where people can go to donate to whichever charities I'm backing. The first charity I decided to back was involved with cyberbullying. I feel like it's a really big topic right now. There's a lot of people getting cyberbullied, you know, on all levels. Like there's the royal family over in England getting cyberbullied, then there's celebrities getting cyberbullied, and it goes all the way down to the high school level, middle school levels, because social media is such an influencer nowadays, and I feel like most people don't realize that words can be just as damaging as actions. So I linked up with the Cyber Smile Foundation. We raised over $10,000 to go towards preventing cyberbullying. Hopefully we can end it. I got a lot of really exciting stuff in store for the future. can't really talk about too much of it, but I will say that some of the other charities that I will be getting involved with deal with helping victims of domestic violence and victims of rape, also helping inner city kids with realizing that they have a chance to get out of their current situation. So my message is all about positivity. It's all about changing your stars, not accepting the cards you're dealt, so to speak, because you're always going to get dealt a card. It can be a good hand, it can be a bad hand. It doesn't mean you should be, discouraged if you're dealt a bad hand. It doesn't mean you should be too optimistic if you're dealt a good hand. You got to go about life, same mentality no matter what. So I'm excited for the Rise Up. Hopefully it grows and turns into a movement, because that's what I'm all about. Making a change, making a difference, and making things equal in this world.
And now you're also a coach. You coach youth soccer, right?
Yeah, so part of my gym business out of Freehold is I handle a lot of youth soccer programs in the area, out of Howell, out of Jackson, out of Old Bridge. So I'm looking to kind of make an impact on the ground level so that our youth is getting into this mindset of like, hey, if you want something out of life, you got to work hard for it, and nothing's ever going to come easy. And don't make excuses for it. Just work hard, and that's it. So I feel like if we can start to change the youth and the way that they think when it comes to certain things, maybe they can be the ones that stomp out cyberbullying or bullying in general. Maybe they're the ones that can make sure that rape on college campuses and domestic violence on college campuses go down, because they're the ones setting the examples. It can't just be coming from me. It's got to be coming from the people coming up from where we come from, and that's what I want to do.
How does it feel to you to end up being a big influencer in some of these kids' lives? Some of these kids, they may look to you for guidance, and it seems like you take that role very seriously.
I feel like you have to take that kind of role seriously, because it's like if we're not doing it, then what's going to happen? Like, where are those kids going to be guided? Their parents, they have their say in it, but as an influencer, and if these kids are holding on to every last word and every last action that I say, I feel like it holds me to a certain level of responsibility to make sure what I'm telling these kids, what I'm molding these kids to do, has some kind of value. And I take a lot of pride in that, because I feel like if I didn't, then I would just be doing it for the money. And doing things for the money in this world is never what it's about. You got to be doing it for a reason. You got to have passion behind it. You got to make your vocation your avocation, so that you're doing it for the love, not for the money. And that's why I do it.
Other than your charitable organizations and your companies, what else are you going to be focusing on going forward?
You know, I mean, it's not a bad thing to always have a little selfish time to yourself to reflect on what you need to be doing, what you can be doing better. I definitely want to be focusing on my relationship with Zakia. I want to make sure that we're doing that the right way, making sure I can go visit her, and whatever free time I have, she can come visit me. And I know she's busy doing her thing, but I really feel like relationships are a beautiful thing. So my man Corey, got to make sure I see him. Got to make sure I see my girl Nicole. You know, my man Vic, Paul, all the people that are close to me. The relationships that I had prior to the house, my best friends, my family. I feel like that's what's most important. Everything else is just what you do. But where you came from and who you are and the people you surround yourself with, that's what makes a person who they are and what builds their character. So.
And from going in the house to coming out, what is one thing that has changed about you, either for the better or just changed in general?
You know, I mean, it's crazy to say, but I found a better relationship with God. You know, I don't want to get all cheesy and all that, but I didn't really have a relationship with God prior to going into the house. I didn't really have a set mindset on religions. I'm still very loose on it. It's not very strict, because you can have whatever religion you want to believe in. I just feel like it's helped me kind of open up my heart and my spirit to, whereas before the house I was focused on making money, and growing and influencing people, but the money was the motive. And since finding that, I've found that giving back as much as you make is such a humbling experience, and it's something that you can take with you throughout this. And I attribute a lot of it to the scriptures that I read in the morning, and you know, whether you believe in a higher being or not, whatever religion you believe in, as long as you have a belief and a faith, it doesn't have to be in someone or something, but just have something that you can attach yourself to that makes you want to be a better person. And that's what I kind of found through this whole experience. And I can thank my father for that. I can thank Zakia for that. So I'm really blessed to have the people in my life that I do have, and it made me kind of cherish those relationships more. So.
Well, very much looking forward to everything you have coming out. Your charity stuff, it's really exciting thing that you're doing. So
I appreciate that.
Congratulations on all that. It's a big deal.
Oh, thank you.
Good thing to give back.
It is a good thing to give back. So we'll see. Hopefully everybody joins the movement. Thank you guys so much. For all of you that already have supported it, I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm really excited and passionate about where this is going to be going. So stay tuned, because it's going to be a beautiful thing. And together, hopefully, we can make not only ourselves better, but our communities and eventually this nation and this world a better place. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Very cool, Paulie. Thank you so much for sitting down.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.